that is our main goal with Travel 42, is to make your job easier and make you look like the expert when it comes to information on a destination, on a hotel, on a cruise, whatever it may be. We want to make you the expert, even if you know nothing about that destination or hotel. You can find it easily within our Travel 42 website. You can send it to your clients if needed, or just recommend that information to them via phone. So you can search for your information here. This is basically your homepage, your dashboard. This is where your trip plans will live, as well as your travelers. You'll notice up here at the top, you'll be able to navigate to the dashboard. You also have your news and alerts page, and then your help page. If you did need to get back to the legacy Travel 42 site, you can do that from here while we still have that legacy site active. And then also your account information is listed under your email address right here at the top, as well as the sign out portion. Let me go ahead and minimize that. So when you are starting a trip plan, what I recommend, and when I start a trip plan, I start by clicking this blue dot with the plus sign right here. This will allow you to go ahead and create that folder where all your information will be stored. So let's go ahead and click on that now. I'm going to go ahead and name the trip plan. Let's name it Rome Vacation. So my clients right now are just interested in going to Rome. They're unsure what they want to do, what they want to see, and don't really have an itinerary set yet, but they do know they want to go to Rome. So especially prepared for, that would be if you wanted to put, say, multiple people's names. Say it was going to be for the Whirlies, or if you didn't want to just have it as one person's specific name, that's what you would put in there. For me, I'm just going to put one traveler for now. So you can enter the name here or select it from the drop down. So I'm going to go ahead or create it right here, but I think I'm already a traveler. Let's see. Yep. So I'm right here. I'm going to go click on the traveler, but if you needed to add a traveler, you can do that right here by clicking that plus sign. You would just need first name, last name, and email address. And then there are spots for additional information as well as preferences. Just because this is going to be your saved client, if they ever come back, you'll have them already saved within your Travel 42 information. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that because I'm going to put myself as the traveler. Suggested retail price. This is what the price would be if your clients were to find this information on their own. So you can put that as anything you feel looking up this information would cost them. A lot of people, what they'll do, or a lot of agents, what they'll do is put that retail price, say, listen, this trip plan, not the trip itself, but the trip plan to create would have been about $50, but I'm going to waive that for you. This is going to be a little gift from me to you. It's going to show all the information that you're going to need for that trip plan and all the itinerary, should they have any itinerary information. But you don't have to fill that portion in. You can leave it blank if needed. The departure and return date, you can put that information here. Like I said, for my trip plan right now, they don't have their departure or return date. We're just simply looking for information to share with them on Rome. Comments, if you needed to put any comments in there about the trip plan, this is going to be information that your client will see. So comments, they will be able to see this information. You could put anything here from maybe flight information to maybe if you have a little something written out that you like to send all your clients, you can type that in here as well. Next step is going to be layout. This is where you can pick and choose information that you want in your trip plan. This comes in handy if you say your clients want to see a lot of pictures. You're going to be sending them this information and they like seeing the pictures. Obviously, you can show maps in online view, show images in online view. If, say, your clients really just want to read the information because they're going to be printing this off and they don't need all the pictures, you can opt to not have maps in PDF view or not have maps in image or not have images in PDF view. The PDF is going to be the printable version. The online view is what they're going to see online. So you can opt to have everything show up everywhere, or you can pick and choose the information as needed. The only thing we go ahead and pre-populate for you is the cover page, trip summary, and then your business card, which includes, say, your name, address, phone number, email address. I'll show you where that information lives once we get done with this portion. So if you wanted to not include the cover page, simply uncheck it, or if you wanted to include it, you can check it. Same with the images. You can pick and choose the different ones you want to include, and you can always edit this. Say you added everything in, but once you created the trip plan, you realized you had a very lengthy report and you wanted to not include the images, you can go back and remove those once you took a look at it and seen what you were going to be sending them. You can upload an image for your cover photo. This will come from the picture straight from your desktop, or you can link an image if you have an image database that you want to use, maybe say on Google or something that somebody sent you. You can put in a link for the image there. If you do not put in an image, if you do not upload or link an image, we will pick the best one from whatever data you have selected, whether that be a hotel, a destination, a cruise. We will pick the best one for you. And it looks like I got one question. I'm going to go ahead and answer this since we're right on this portion. Would you suggest including both PDF and online view for images and maps? It's up to you, in my opinion. If you're going to be sending the information to them online, obviously you're going to want them to see the images. It's going to look pretty. It's going to show up either on their computer or if they pull it up on their cell phone, which there isn't an app for this, but they can pull it directly from their cell phone once it sends them the email. But if you're going to be printing the information, please think about the type of printer that you do have. If, say, you just have a basic black and white computer, maybe don't use the images when you print it. So take away the maps from the PDF view and then take away from the images from the PDF view. The reason I say that is because you don't want the images to just be in black and white. So if you're going to send this to, say, a nicer printer to be printed with color and your clients really like images, sure, go ahead and add those in there because the images are going to look beautiful once it's printed. For me, I have a black and white printer, so if I'm going to print it from my printer, I'm not going to print those images off because it's not going to look as pretty as it would from a color, higher resolution printer. So let's go ahead and go next to notes. And like I said, you can play around with all of these options, the maps, the images, PDF, like I said, was the printed version. And then online view is the view that's going to be sent to them via email. So they'll receive the emailed version directly into their inbox. But you can remove those options later on if you look at it and decide, hey, I don't think I want them to have maps or images. You can go in and edit this information at a later time if need be. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next Step Notes. This is going to be internal notes, so nobody's going to be able to see this one. If you wanted to put any sort of information that you need to remember about the clients, you can put that right here, just so you can see that at any time. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create New Trip. I'm loading my workspace now, so we're loading that collection. It's going to be completely empty right now because I have not added anything into my trip plan. I basically just created the folder where I'm going to add information to. So now I can start adding information to my Rome vacation by searching up here for destination guides, hotels, see and do activities, cruises, and more. I can simply type Rome. Give it 1 second. There we go. And you'll notice initially I get a drop down. So if I'm simply going to click Rome, Italy, I can just go right here. But you'll notice I have a lot more options that I could choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and click this magnifying glass or enter. Does the same thing to pull up all the information, just so I can show you guys exactly how to see everything. So you'll notice I have my top destination guides for Rome, my top hotels for Rome. There's no cruises in Rome, but then we have see and do for Rome if you needed to click on that. Let's go back up to the top. And if you needed to, say, navigate straight to the hotels, you can click on hotels over here. You can filter them by star rating. I've opted to show star rated hotels only, which is 113. This means that we have physically reviewed these properties, which is exactly what I want to see. I want to see the hotels that have been reviewed. You can search by hotel preferences. And then earlier I was in the destination guides, which is normally where I start with. I like to start off with the destination guide and then dig down to the location that I think my clients are going to want to go to. So here you can simply add the item to your trip plan or view details. I'm going to click on view details because I want to see what I am adding. All right, so we have all of this information over to the left. It'll maximize over here to the right. So anything that you want to see, simply click on it over to the left. Right now I have my overview tab pulled up. You'll notice because it has that pointed edge that tells me that is exactly where I am. So I can scroll down and read the introduction, highlights, geography, history, port information, shore excursions, potpourri, and hotel overview. If you want to add any of this information, you have a couple of ways to do it. First, you can start off with a destination template. If you know the destination pretty well and you're simply just adding information for your clients to see, you might want to click on Add Destination Template because it'll be a little bit quicker. If you wanted a specific template, such as full, business, cruise, or leisure, which will pre-populate information for you, you can click on one of those. Let's say we have a leisure traveler. You'll notice it already added some information for me. The introduction, the highlights, geography, history, dining overview, local and regional, do's and don'ts, geostats, weather, what to wear, and transportation, and then also the see and do and safety items. If you needed to add more in there, you can simply click on them by checking a checkbox beside that item, or I'm going to go ahead and click Save. It's going to save those preferences or that template that I just chose. You'll notice on the left-hand side, that template has been added. And then also the checks on the right-hand side. That way you can, say if you wanted to uncheck highlights, you can simply uncheck it by clicking this box right here. And then it also unchecked it over here. And if you wanted to add it back in, you could click highlights over here, and then it's added it over here. There are a couple different ways to add information into this trip plan. I personally like to go through the items myself, especially if I don't know a destination very well, because you can learn a lot from, say, the highlights, the geography, and the history. But let's go over here so we can go to the See and Do tab by going over here at the bottom right. I'm going to click See and Do. And you'll notice all the items that have been checked here. We have our historic sites. You can expand any item that has a triangle or minimize it by simply clicking that triangle. See how it expands and then it minimizes, but let's expand it just to see what we've added. So we've added some of those historic sites. You'll notice I have a gold ticket item here and here. These are the items that we highly recommend for our travel advisors to send to their clients. These are ones that we definitely highly recommend. And we can scroll down and keep looking at our historic sites. You'll notice this one is very lengthy. So if you added the whole trip plan, you may get a whole lot of information sent to your client. But we are initially just sending them as much information as possible so that they can pick and choose the items they want to see. Because as of now, we don't have an itinerary and we don't have dates that they're going to be going yet. So let's expand museums. So I have some of those scheduled. We've got neighborhoods and districts, parks and gardens, a whole wealth of information that you can choose from with Rome. And like I said, you can expand anything by clicking on the triangle. Now, horse racing wasn't in there, but if I wanted to add horse racing, I would simply click on that checkbox right to the right of horse racing, and it's been added. Antique stores, bookstores, and we do have itineraries. We have some day trips that you can look into. So this will be sent directly to your clients if they have no idea what they're doing, if they have no idea what they want to do. This may be a great way to go. Some of the day trips and then local tours may be helpful as well. So dining is our next tab. I can click on it right here, or you can go back up to the top and simply click on it over here to the left. So let's click dining. And we know we are in dining now because we have that pointed triangle edge showing us that we are in dining. You can always go back to overview if you need to. or you can keep going down the line. If there's ever something you don't need to add, you do not have to add anything in every tab. You could simply pick one and see and do item or one dining item and send that to your clients. It doesn't have to be a lengthy trip plan, but for this one, I want to give them a lot of information. So you have your dining overview. You have the local and regional. This is something I always add in there, the local and regional. And then once we scroll down, we'll see some more cuisines: Asian, fusion, vegetarian, breakfast and brunch. We'll add in a couple of those as well. You know what? Let's take this one off. I don't want to give them too much options. And then we'll add in the perfect bun, some coffee houses, seafood. Definitely going to add that one in there. You'll notice right here, there's a line as opposed to a check. That means I did not check every single item. If I wanted every single item added in there, I would just simply need to click this one to put a check. If I didn't want every item, I would need to uncheck and just click one of them. So you'll see that that happened a lot up here at the top. Some of these have a check. Local and regional, I selected all of them. Breakfast and brunch, I did not select all of them. I believe I only selected one. And then safety. We have etiquette. This one I like to add. This one is very helpful when you go to a destination that you know nothing about. It's very helpful to see. Personal safety, that one's already checked. And then the disabled advisory, I'm going to check that one as well. And then tips is one of my favorite tabs as well. The do's and don'ts. Etiquette and do's and don'ts, I highly recommend for any destination that you don't really know a lot about. And most of the time, unless your clients have been there before, they're not going to know a lot about the destination as well. But this one is good to know. Do pack a good insect repellent. Large tiger mosquitoes from Asia do not carry diseases, but they do plague the city in the summer months. That is a very good one for me, especially. I get eaten up by mosquitoes, and if I didn't know that going into Rome, I wouldn't pack mosquito spray. So that one's very helpful already. And then don't bathe in the city fountains. They're considered monuments. You'll risk being arrested or fined. We have geostats. This one is more about the telephone codes, voltage requirements, the population, and then the languages. So that one's very helpful as well. Weather and what to wear, I always include those. And then we've got some transportation. Those are always pretty helpful, just depending on how they're going to be transported throughout the destination that they're going to be going to. Air, car, public transportation, ship, taxi, train, and then obviously for more information, tourist office. I do like to include the tourist office just because while they're there, obviously they can get in contact with you, but if they need somebody immediately, that may be able to help them while they're in that destination. Events comes in handy as well, especially if you know exactly when they want to go. Some people do like to go when it's really busy at a destination, and some people like to go when it's very quiet at a destination. So if you check on those events, you'll be able to see exactly what's going on that month or that year. And then you can kind of pick and choose when they might want to go. If they want a quiet time, maybe don't go in December. Maybe go in March. Doesn't look like there's any big events in March. That one might be a good one. Or maybe even August, after August 8th. Or if they wanted to go when it's busy, it would be nice to be sent this information. So, hey, we'll be there on August 8th. I really want to see the rose petals fall. So that would be very nice for them to see as well. And that was the destination guide for Rome. I've added my information in there. Let's go ahead and put the overview for this, and I'll do May. And anytime you see read more, if you click on that, it just expands it. We try not to take up too much space if you don't want to see a lot of the information, but if you do, you can click read more or the triangles to expand. So now let's go into the hotels. And you can find the hotels in the Rome destination guide or in whichever destination guide you are in. Or you can simply go back to the dashboard and search for hotels if you know the specific name. So for this one, if you wanted to filter hotels, you have the same options we did earlier by star rating, show star rated only. You can search for hotel name, the hotel preferences, the location, and the type. I'm not going to do any filters because I want to show you how to compare. So you can compare up to 3 hotels at a time. So if you wanted to just pick and choose one based on the amenities it has, you simply click compare, compare, compare beside any 3 hotels you want, and then click compare to see the amenities. You'll see some features of each hotel, and you can pick and choose based on that. Or you can view the details of a specific hotel by clicking View Details. You'll notice over here on the left, we have the same not the same information, but the same layout that we had for the destination guide, where you have your information over here to the left, and you can expand it to the right. So here we have our basic info as well as our booking info. The booking info is never included in a traveler's report, so you don't have to worry about that. Star review, I'm going to go to next. This is the information that I like to send to everybody. It has literally the review that our editors and our writers wrote up as soon as we went and saw that property. This is everything that we see. I always add in that review when I'm sending a trip plan. Then you'll have the property information, room amenities. You can break all these up. So if you know they want the room amenities and hotel facilities, obviously the restaurants, food is always important. My clients are not going to need any meeting facilities, so I'm not going to add that in there, but I am going to add recreation. You can add rates and policies if you want to. Let's see. Location. Let's add the location in there. Let's see. I know our development team was working on maps. This is something that is being worked on right now, so very, very soon there is going to be a map right here showing you where this hotel is in relation to the destination that they are going to be at. Nearby hotels, if say you wanted a hotel similar to this one in a similar location, you can click here to nearby hotels, and it'll show you some of the nearby hotels in that area. So maybe you don't know the destination very well. Anytime you're in a hotel, you'll see nearby hotels, and then also, let's go back to that destination guide. I think I might have gotten out of it. I'm going to search for Rome one more time because I want to show you the nearby destinations. If you're unsure what is nearby to a destination where your clients are going, related is always a tab in the destination guide. So you can click on that related tab. Then you'll see Italy. We've already gotten Rome. You've got a bunch of different options here. So if you wanted to add some nearby items, it shows the mileage away from where they are or where you're looking at currently. You can load as many of these as you want, and you can add as many of these as you want. Just be mindful of how you're going to deliver this to your clients, whether that be an email, which of course an email would be better if it's going to be a larger trip plan. You don't want to print off 100 and some pages. That would just seem a little wasteful, but you can definitely send them a larger trip plan and they would be able to read it on their computer or print out the information that they feel necessary for their specific trip plans. But I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this so we can get back to our collection. You'll notice our collection is now over here. I have Rome, Italy for my destination guide. I have my one hotel that I picked, and then I have my see and do items. You'll notice it also breaks down these see and do items by what it is. So Rome, Italy, tours and itineraries. I have my dining, sightseeing, transportation, spectator sports, traveler services. I have some information from the Vatican City, from sightseeing, Tivoli, Italy, sightseeing, and then you can also add in a custom place here. Say you want to add in information about their flights or something that may not be within Travel 42 that they're going to be doing. You simply add a custom place by clicking this plus sign. If you put in the website URL from that custom place, say it is the airport, we may be able to fill in this information for you. Otherwise, you can just fill it in manually by typing in, let's just say, airport. Place type, you have a bunch of options to choose from. For this one, obviously, it's an airport. You can put in the address, the phone number, and then their flight information. And there you go. You have your custom place added so they know what their flight number is, what their seat is, and when they should be at the airport to ensure that they arrive on time. And let's go ahead and click Save to add that to our collection. Perfect. So now we have our custom place airport. If you need to delete it, you can delete it here. Same with all these options up here. If you needed to delete anything, click the little trash can to the right and it will be deleted. You can also go back into the trip plan by clicking that magnifying glass to the right of it. It'll pull you right up to it and then you can simply remove it there if need be. Let's get back to our collection. And I did see some questions come in, so I'm going to go over those here in just one moment. But first I wanted to show you, if say you're done with this trip plan now and you wanted to go ahead and get logged out, you needed to go to lunch or leave for the day, you can always log back in and you'll find your trip plan right under your dashboard under trip plan. So if I wanted to start over here, if say they know more information that they want to add, you can click that and pull back up your collection from there. And then also this right here, I'm just going to point this out briefly. You can send this information as is without organizing it or putting it into an itinerary. By clicking over here to the right, you can send it, print, download, duplicate this exact trip plan, delete it, or save and close. When I was talking earlier about being able to edit, say, the maps and pictures that you're going to be shown, you can do that right here under Edit Details. Go to Layout, and then add or remove the pictures as needed. If you decided you want to add all the pictures in both the PDF and the online view, you can do that. Or if you wanted to remove all the images, simply uncheck, Next Step Notes, Save Edits. Now no pictures will show up anywhere or maps. Good, changes to the trip plan have been saved. While I'm answering some questions, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my direct information just in case you guys need to get in contact with me directly. I would be happy to help. You can shoot me over an email or reach out to me via phone. Yeah, 1 second, I apologize. Computer is a little slow today. All right, so here we go. My name, of course, I'm Larissa Worley. This is where your business card information comes from. Your phone number, mobile phone, fax, you can put any information that you want. Website, your email address, company name, company address, and then company, city, state, and zip. They will all see this information when they get the trip plan sent to them or printed off for them if you opt to have the cover or the business card shown with the cover page information. All right, so give me 1 second to look through some of these questions. Got that one. And we are working on with the gold ribbon items, the gold ticketed items, excuse me. We are working on having a template so that it only chooses those items. We don't as of now, but you can go through and simply pick and choose those items as you see them within the destination guide. Is it possible to delete some information? And with the particular sections, you do not have to add every bit of information within a section. You can simply put a check beside the items you want and don't put a check beside any of the other items. You do not have to do the full section, whether that be historic sites or local and regional food. You can pick one of those restaurants or one of those historic sites. Just don't put a check beside the others. And if you decide you want to remove some of those items, just simply go back and uncheck them or delete them within your collection within that trip plan. Let's see. And we review and pick hotels all over the world. We are always increasing our database of hotels. So we definitely go on agent feedback as well as views within the site itself. So if there's ever a hotel that or a destination that you're interested in seeing more information on, please let us know. We do work very closely with our editors to ensure that our agents get exactly the hotels that they need. Now, obviously, it does take some time to get people out there to review the hotels, but we do try to have all the new hotels at least in the database, and then we will get them reviewed as soon as we possibly can. And let's see here. And we don't have any tour companies right now that we work with the pricing. That is something to look at in the future, but as of for right now, that we do not have that. How do you, if you want to remove all the see and do activities, you can simply go to the collection itself, click the trash can beside those items, or go back to Rome and simply delete the items by unchecking those check boxes if there are any that you do not want. Custom places are not, they don't pull in any information from anywhere unless you put in the website. If you put in the website, we may be able to pull in some information, but it's not going to pull in destination content. It's not going to pull in, that one's basically just if there is something that is not listed on our site and you just want to put a little snippet about it to your travelers. Maybe they're going to be staying at a friend's house one night or an Airbnb and you want to add that in there. It's basically a manual way to add information into the report you're sending. Now, we did have that option to put in the website. So if you do put in a website, it may be able to pull some information from that website, but it's not going to necessarily create a brand new listing for you. It's just going to have some basic information. Let's see. Oh, and the new Travel 42, everything will register over. You'll notice the same thing from your new Travel 42 in the legacy Travel 42. So it's all connected. We just have both of them active right now, but we do recommend starting to use this new Travel 42 just to get the hang of it. It is a different workflow, but the workflow was created in a way to make it easier for you guys. Ooh, and this one's a very good question. Travel 42, the legacy Travel 42 will eventually be going away, which is why we are hosting these webinars and are trying to get our agents to start using the new Travel 42. But you can add in just hotels. I went in through the destination portion. If say you have 4 hotels that you want to send them and that's it, that's all you have to add into your trip plan is those 4 hotels. You can simply delete the trip plan after you're done sending it to them or save it just in case they wanted to know exactly what hotels they were sent to begin with. And in regards to seeing a preview of what you're sending to them, I will be going through that in a later webinar. But basically that was that blue dot that I showed you a little snippet of to the right of that trip plan. So give me 1 second. If you click on this and click print download, you will be able to see kind of the PDF version of what you're going to be sending them, which will be very similar. And then there is also, which, like I said, I will be going through this at a later webinar, hopefully in the next week or 2. I'm thinking 2 weeks for the deliver portion. But over here at the deliver portion, you'll be able to see exactly what your clients will be seeing if you send it to them. The PDF is more of a printer-friendly version. And then Organize, we'll be going through that as well at a later webinar. This one is going to be showing you how to put this into an itinerary. Similar to our drag and drop itinerary on the legacy site, you'll be able to drag and drop these items over here into the calendar, whether that be on a day, at a specific time in that day, or at a specific date in the month. you'll have the option to choose between those. And the retail price, when we first went through the trip plan, you can leave that blank. That is not a mandatory field. Suggested retail price, that one can be left completely blank, and you don't have to worry about inputting that in. And with the Legacy Travel 42, if you already have an account with Travel 42, if you already have your subscription to the Legacy, your user ID and password from the Legacy site will work exactly the same in the new Travel 42 website. So you can simply just input your user ID and password that you're accustomed to, and you'll be able to get right in and start playing around in the new Travel 42 site. Very quick and easy, and it's definitely a better workflow to help you navigate this a little bit easier. You simply go through your collect stage, which we focused on today. You will have your organize stage and then your deliver stage, which we will be going through at a later webinar date. And if you do leave the suggested retail price blank, it does not appear at all. It will not show at all unless you put something in there. I appreciate you guys for joining and all your questions. Obviously, you're going to have more questions going through it. Definitely here to help you at any time you might need it. I'm going to leave this up for just a little bit longer so you can get my phone number or email address should you need it. I'd be happy to help you with anything going forward, and we will be doing this again very, very soon on the organize and then the deliver portion of the trip plan. But you can send the information as is with the collection. You don't have to put it in a calendar unless you need it to. Thank you guys again, and good luck using it. We know you're going to like it, and if there is anything you need from me, please let me know. I'll be here to help. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Thank you.